Hello everybody, welcome to Wargroove. This is a game that came out by Chucklefish Games, same folks that brought you Terraria and Starbound. And it is Advance Wars in a Fantasyland with puppies and stuff. It is a really good game, I really enjoy it so far. And I wanted to go ahead and just play a couple of matches and see if you guys were up for it. So I'm going to be... abandon the match, it's fine, yeah, it's okay. We're gonna go ahead. I want to show you guys just a few different games of this, just so that way you guys have an idea of how it plays, and I'd also just like to play the game a little bit, and hopefully you folks will enjoy that. We're gonna start off with just a 1v1 versus the computers with just everything as is, and we're gonna go first. I'm gonna go ahead and play as my favorite character so far, in terms of look and stuff. Ooh, I'm actually tempted. It's either Tenri or Valder. Tenri is great, because her music is amazing. You know what? Let's go for Tenri.
I am not here to play.
And we're going to be red team, very obviously, next. And then we're going to go up against, let's see, I don't know. Ragna, sure. You know what? I don't need your sass, Ragna. And let's get started. So if you've ever played Advance Wars, this will seem very familiar. You have land units. They have pretty direct equivalents to some of the Advance Wars units, but there are some distinct differences and changes compared to Advance Wars. Very specifically, the game really prioritizes... you know what, we're going to build a wagon here first. And just pop Tenri into it. There are some very specific things that change the balance of this game. Unlike Advance Wars, you don't really have a dichotomy where, you know, tanks get blasted by artillery and all this other stuff, and then there's a distinct difference. Mechs don't do stupidly well, let's put it that way. So there are some balance differences because of some of the systems in place. Namely that there's a crit system in this game, which allows players to get stronger, their units can be stronger based off of the positioning of them, which is, I find, a really genius way of doing things. It's very, very smart. The tricky part with it is that, which way do I want Tenri to be? Yeah, you know what, she'll get it next turn. The tricky part about this game is that the balance being a little bit different took me a little while to get used to. So if you played Advance Wars and you're like, man, this game feels weird, that's totally understandable, because it felt weird to me too. I was very perplexed the first time I played a multiplayer game with my buddy Captain, Captain Red Ram, and he stomped me flat. And I was like, why did that work? He just spammed spearmen and I didn't understand.
There's no time to waste.
Because back in Advance Wars, if you spam tanks, you'd lose. They would just spam mechs in return, and then that was the end of your game, pretty much. Meanwhile, if you compare that to something like, you know, spearmen spam in this, there really isn't a counter to it, as far as land-based units go. So you build spearmen too. And, you know, as lousy as that is, to be like, oh, this balanced unit, you know, there's no balanced unit production or anything. You get used to it, I think is my point. Let's go ahead and pump out, another Heron Guard, because Heron Guard are just really, really good, and then pump out another Heron Guard over here, and that's just going to be really, really good, and it's cheap and allows us to kind of bank our money for another round. It's a bit slower, but it does the trick. And that's kind of an important balance thing, is that in this game, you know, purely land-based combat, which is what I think a lot of people liked back in Advance Wars, you know, it kind of devolves into who can produce the most spearmen as quickly as possible, where that's simply not a good idea in Advance Wars. The difference is that, by contrast, the units in Wargroove are far more interesting. You end up having a situation where your units in Wargroove actually have special abilities. The ability to heal, to hex, and just deal damage in AoE, and some other stuff. And the trick there is that a lot of the unit variety comes from having, you know, air and water-based combat. But we're not going to get into that right now. Instead, we're going to focus on... Yeah, we're going go ahead and just pop that out so we can move these Heron Guard a little bit faster. Yeah, like there's a very distinct, strategy that comes in when you have, naval units and air units in the same game, and suddenly spearman spam doesn't become as much of an option because, I mean, obviously they can't hit air units. So, yeah. Yeah, you dare attack my commander? Get blasted? But because of the difference in strategy, I'm coming to really enjoy this game. Once I understood the game's priorities, it became a very different experience to me. And then as a result, my initially frustrating experience with the game became a much more positive experience with the game. At least I feel like it did. And that mattered a lot to me. So we're going to go ahead and move over here, move this guy up here. And you'll notice that there's a lot of spearmen on the field. Yeah, might as well just load him like this. And then, like, run him across the entire map. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy to the side. Maybe just get the first strike off. Well, he's not even with friends. See what I mean? Like, your swordsmen are like, I'm 100 gold. I'm 50 less gold than one of these spearmen. But I am, like, actually a million times worse. There is nothing a swordsman can do that a spearman can't do better. And really, you just keep doing this. You keep spamming spearmen until, something really good happens to you. Like the ability to just pop out an Oni and, like, toss it into their face. And, I mean, you'll see. Next turn will be a fun... Like, in the next 2 turns might be fun. We'll end this turn right now. So we've banked 1,000 gold. Compared to Ragnar's 50, having built another 200 gold doggo unit, and then a knight. The knight might produce some interesting side effects here. You can move up to the bridge there. I'm gonna go ahead and put you here, and then load you up. Now you can attack into that area. I'm actually gonna back off. How about you? Where can you attack? Into that area. Okay, so you can go 1, 2, 3, and then you attack 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we're gonna back off. We're going to let this attack happen, however it happens, and we'll manage. Now, up here, though, we're going to have a very different experience. This is my Oni. He is my friend. He is a mega tank of a unit, and he hits like a truck. You know what? Actually, hold on. We're going to move this guy just 1 forward and then, like, keep formation. Yeah, now we've got a formation up here, and it's going to be a very frighteningly strong one. Go ahead and move these swordsmen up to just effectively sit in the back and wait to capture things, because that's all they're good for. And softening up some units, to be fair. They can do a decent job of softening units up, but it's not what you want to be doing. We're going to go ahead and produce another Heron Guard down here, because Heron Guard are just really, really good. Now, Tenri, we don't want to use her ability yet, though we can do it. We're not going to. And I don't want to load. I'm actually just going to sit here in the middle and wait for them to make mistakes. Okay, I made a mistake. The mistake was I kind of didn't move my guy far enough. Oops. You were dead before you even know what happened. Now how am I going to make you dead? It's a good question. Let's figure it out in a second. Okay, so move up this Heron Guard. Then watch what happens when I move this guy up here and smash it in the face. It died, and we're going to capture it instantaneously. And you know what? Those Heron Guard are now very difficult to deal with because they're still in formation. There's just like a wall of them, and you want to know how much that cost? These 1, 2, 3, 4 guys here, which is, a lot of units, go figure. Those 4 units do more on their own than like one big unit by a large margin, and it kind of sucks. So I'm kind of mad about my situation here because we're gonna have to move back here and reinforce to keep him alive. And then I'm going to go ahead and move here, drop this boy, then move this guy slowly up. We could have loaded him up, but we're going to do that next turn. We'll just load them in and then drop them off over here, and it'll be fine. Now, here's the tricky part. Where do I want to put my Oni? And then secondly, do I want to use my ability this turn? The answer to both those questions is probably not, actually. I can just do this. But I don't want to put my unit in danger. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and... Rising Wind, toss this unit, like, right here.
Power of the Tempest.
So I'm going to steal his Alchemist. And put it in direct range of my Oni, who's then just going to walk up and slap it. Which was very, very rude. And effectively managed to snipe a character that I really was happy to snipe. Now, do I want to make more Heron Guard up here? I'm going to make one Thunder Bear. Thunder Bears are the character that I just killed, effectively. It's a anti-air unit that can also manage to heal, and it does do actual damage as well. Like, a lot of the units in this game tend to be good all-rounders if they're a little bit more expensive. Or, like, very specifically strong. And, yeah, the Thunder Bears are definitely good all-rounders. They can do a lot of damage if they're in forests or mountains, and they are able to heal your units in a cross. So if you manage to get, like, an Oni, your commander, and, like, 2 other guys, healing them for 300 gold is super worth it. Ow. Ow. You dare. You dare attack me. You are not a fan. Get blasted. So that'll be an easy kill for us, probably. Ooh, there goes that Heron Guard. That's no good. Oh, she got dogs on me, though. And my commander doesn't really care. If anything, what you're doing is you're just giving me more charge for my groove. Oh, a ballista. That's kind of useless. All right, so what do? You have 30% charge already. I'm going to go ahead and actually use that 30% charge to just smack these skeletons into pieces.
A storm approaches.
So if a commander gets a kill, it gets more of that charge, and then the more charge it gets, you can use its special ability more often. Now, the tricky thing about commanders is that if they die, you lose the game. So you can't overuse them, or else you're going to have a very bad time. We're just going to move the Thunder Bear up there. And then we're going to continue to get our little slow-moving march of the machines here to just keep doing its thing. Yeah, just like that. You know, we could have started marching on their capital, which I think would have been good. But what I'm going to do down here is just rendezvous this way and capture their commander. And end the game that way, I think. Now, over here, I'm going to go ahead and load up my Heron Guard. Now, see, things now are not looking great. Kill it. We're going to move backwards. We're going to go ahead and load up another Heron Guard here. We could probably stand to send somebody downstairs. The rate this is going, we could use the help. Anybody? If this guy gets if we get Rising Wind on Tenri again, we'll just toss the Oni down here and start slapping things. For now, I think that we can get away with building a Trebuchet, and then start using that to advance and claim a lot of land very, very quickly. The Trebuchet is the only good land-based artillery unit. If you go for archers, archers are fine. They do the job. They do the job that you need to do, but they're not great. Despite their ability to move and shoot, they don't have the range to sit there and get their critical hits very often. Trebuchets, they have enough range and enough power that it doesn't really matter. So we're gonna get the Oni to move out here. Actually, you know what? Before we move the Oni up and around, let's move this guy here. And then heal attack. No. Heal attack. He will smack. And the reason why we're using the swordsman in this case is because the swordsman can go ahead and just take the brunt of that warlock there. I'd rather not have you know, an actually good unit get attacked by this joker here. So I'm gonna put my 2 swordsmen within close proximity. Then I'm gonna go ahead and run this guy up here. Run my commander here. Run the Wunderbar right behind him, which has no need to use this ability right now. What's your attack range? It's high, it turns out. Drop this guy over here. And then we're going to move around here and attack and kill off the archers, no problem. So now they can't capture that. We're going to move back here. You know what? We don't need to move back there. We are going to anyway, just to set up for a later turn. But what I'm going to do down here now is just build an Oni. Like, we saved up enough money that we can go for those really powerful units. And then get this guy set up along the middle here so we can get him, like, here or something and just start bombarding them. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable round. Just go ahead and build off another Heron Guard up here. Always be building. If you can manage to find a way to spend money on more units, the better. That's part of the reason why Spearmen are so good, is because you can just spam them, and it works. You dare attack my commander? Get blasted. Yeah, the knight's gonna attack my house. Oh, it blew up my house, no less. That hurts. Okay, we're gonna move the wagon back now. The reason for that is that we can move this guy up and just instantly kill the horse. Is that what we want to do? Hold on, how fast can the Oni move? Not fast enough, unfortunately. So we are going to go ahead and just blast that. And then, keeping within spearman distance, which is right next to each other, we're going to go ahead and recapture that building. Then I'm going to run this guy up as fast as I can. Produce another Heron Guard here, so next turn I can stuff him into a wagon. Speaking of which, he can move 3, so you can just do that. Yeah, there we go. Can you attack from there? No, but you can attack from here, so we'll just do that instead. And I'll actually get the Wonder Bear to attack you from here, which will kill him, no problem. You jokers. You fell for my trap. Capture this. Get this guy to move here. And then start blasting. You know what? We'll get the weaker unit to attack first, so that way he takes the majority of the damage. He might die, which is fine. But at least this way it guarantees that my full health units stay at full health, which is very important for me. Yeah, and then we're going to just put that there. Now, between these two, we have Tenry's Rising Wind. We could slap this and just get another Oni down there instantaneously. So you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go over here, Rising Wind, toss this guy, like, here.
The wind rises!
Be transported, and then walk up and slap this thing. Can you do that from the prairie, though, so that we have a little bit more defense? Perfect. So, yeah, suddenly, Onis! Tenry is a very strong commander. I want to make that abundantly clear, and I realize that, but her music is the best in the game. In my opinion, it makes me a happy man, and it sounds a lot like the original Advance Wars themes do. It's got the same kind of style and flair to it, whereas some of the other themes don't. They have more of an epic feel. Like, I mean, this theme, right? Ragnar's theme right now, it's got more of that fantasy epic kind of theme to it, I think. The Felg, like the, what's his name, Valder, absolutely has more of that kind of idea behind it as well. And you know what? I will 100% attack this friend here and instantly die for it, which is like a pain, I guess, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and attack this building, knock it low, and then get this guy set up to capture it next turn. Okay, Trebuchet is not in range to attack anything except for this, which I'm more than happy to do. I'm going to go here and sit there to protect it. You can't move fast enough to stop it. You can shoot my Wonder Bear. I don't want you to do that. So instead I'm going to move back, and I've got the money to heal, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. So instead I'm going to move up this way and be prepared to heal. We're going to move some Heron Guard up here. It's very slow going for these Heron Guard, but they are moving and marching along, and it's a very persistent kind of doom as they march along. You know, the sound of their footsteps are lethal to the hearing of the enemy. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and grab this back now. Keeping Heron Guard formation. Run this Oni up to the... No. Run the Oni up to the bridge. And hold the bridge. Hold on. Where's your attack range? Okay, right before the bridge then. Because we don't want to be in range of this ballista. You can see on the hollow black squares, it actually shows you where he's going to attack if you left-click him. So, you currently have a Heron Guard loaded. So to keep you guys in Heron Guard formation, there's that one. Do you have a Heron Guard in you? No. Then make another Heron Guard so we can make a Heron Guard formation there. And over here, you know what? Give me a Tiger Lance. We need a faster moving unit on the field. And Tiger Lances aren't awful for that. They're they're weak against spears, which is like the vast majority of the game. So Ballista look strong. They're kind of bad. Oh, Jesus, my Wonder Bear immediately died. That's a waste of 400 gold, unfortunately. All right, good capture by Ragnar there. They get their building back. So that was rough. We'll immediately get revenge then by doing this. You're not dead. I'm upset. You know what? I'm not going to attempt it. I'm actually going to have him wait there. And attack this building with my swordsman. Keep these guys in Heron Guard formation and not put myself next to the forest where this guy gets a critical hit. If he has a high enough defense, he just gets critical hits, which is, you know, really, really good. He's like my Wonder Bears. He just, that's what he does, okay? Okay, cool. You can blast a unit out of existence. The dogs would just die instantaneously, so would that guy. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then I'm going to get a little... Do I want to get aggressive with Tenri right now? I don't think it's a smart move. I think I'm going to leave myself this out to the left here. There's no one that can actually move in there. That bridge is the only way out. So I'll hold there and just defend. And then I'll give something to be really scared about. Let's see, where can Ragnar attack? Okay, just move up to this prairie here and you're fine. And then load... No! Load him. And drop him. We're going to go ahead and steal that now. And then keep this guy over here in Heron Guard formation. Run this guy up to the wagon. Then drop him off in Heron Guard formation. Then make another Heron Guard. Now what? Up here we have enough money to build another Oni if we really want to. And you know what? I'm going to do it. Because if spamming Spearman is good, I can only imagine that spamming Oni is, like, stupid. Let's see what Ragnar does. Doggo attacks Tenri, and I don't like it. Tenri's going to be really low. We're going to have to take it really safe for a little while with our main character here. Oh! You decided to shoot Tenri again. I kind of hate it. Tenri might die. I really wish she would not. No, she's going to live. So if Tenri dies, we lose. And we've been playing here very aggressively to protect this ballista, this trebuchet. It might not have mattered. Ragnar was in range. I should have just let it die, I think. Okay, that hurts. But you want to know what? It looks like that was really bad for us. Problem. The Warlock is 400 gold. We just knocked him out for nothing. Like, we spent we effectively spent, like, half that amount of gold capturing everything there with the Tiger Lance up. Okay, so Tenri, you're in a rough spot, babe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move you back and reinforce you, which is going to be an expensive problem, but it's a problem I'm willing to go ahead and spend on. And then we'll use our trebuchet to knock out that spearman, which isn't a great use of resources, but I'll do it anyway. We'll take out the skeletons, get the big slap on. Perfect. Now, what I'm not showing you are some of the animations. The animations in this game are adorable. They're really, really good. And especially the combat animations. Like, you've only been seeing them with the commanders so far, but they are really, really great. We're going to go ahead and just immediately slam into this guy and kill him. Capture this thing over here. This game's done. Like, we've got this game completely locked down, bar none. Cancel for a second. I'm going to run this guy back as fast as I can. And you know what? It's worth the gold. Might as well reinforce him, make him as tanky as possible. Then run this guy up, drop him off into Heron Guard formation. And now we've got 2 Heron Guard formations just running up. Which is great. You know, that's the strategy. You just march Heron Guard up the field when you're playing in land-based matches, and anytime you get the money, then you get some specialists. And then it's depending on how you use your specialists that you win in a land-based battle. But you definitely want to be spamming units every turn if you can manage. Leave Tenri alone. Like, you're just gonna die for nothing, which is gonna give Tenri her groove. Yeah, she now has her groove. If you thought it was a problem...
Get out of my way!
you're about to die as a result of this mistake of yours. You will actually die, Ragna, and there's actually nothing you can do about it. I promise you this. You want to know how? It's called the surround and pound, okay? We're going to move back here. Rising wind. Oh, we can't quite get to that. Maybe it's not called the surround and pound. What do I know? We'll move this guy up here. We'll then move him over here to attack their base. You know what? No, it is called the surround and pound. Watch this. Rising wind. Grabbing this guy, dropping it right here.
Power of the Tempest!
Yes, power of the Tempest. Whoop! Hello, Ragna! Get slapped! Yeah, Oni are pretty great. Alright. Boom. There's my Iron Man. But that's only the first of my Iron Men. I'm gonna go ahead and get the second, my Knight to go over here and just, like, actually almost kill you. There's a chance this actually does kill you straight up, because there's a 5% variance in either direction. And she's alive. But not by a lot. And you know what happens when she's alive, but not by a lot? Gets slapped by a great big demon machine! Ugh! Ooh!
This isn't fair!
Get wrecked. And that's how you play this game. You walk up and you slap. But more importantly, you spearman. As soon as you get other types of units in the game, like air units and naval units, which we'll show you in the next mission, things change pretty drastically. You still go for spam, mostly. You still want to be building as many units as possible, but there are counters to spearmen, making spearmen maybe not always the greatest decision. And if you see a wall spearman coming against you, you could just build an air unit to not only block a passage infinitely, but also, wreck their face. Or, if there's naval combat involved, battleships, man. And if they don't build, if you've got merfolk can pick at them from a distance. You'll see that in the next mission, though. We'll go into naval combat in the next one, and then we'll do naval and air combat, and then one after that. Next mission will be a 3-player free-for-all, and the next mission after that will be a 4-player free-for-all or a 2v2. I'm not sure which. But we'll do at least 3 games of Wargroove. And then after that, if you guys really want to, I'll play the campaign or some arcade mode stuff. I love Wargroove so far. And once I got in the hang of the strategy behind it, and once I understood, okay, this is how it works, instead of having expectations, I had a much better time. So don't expect this to be exactly like Advance Wars. It's its own game. But the game itself plays like Advance Wars. It feels like a very different game altogether, and it has a very strong element of strategy. I like it a lot. So consider this my recommendation and kind of a first impressions video at the same time, as well as the first of 3 videos. Thanks for watching. Hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. If you did, be sure to let me know. Click the like button down below, and if you want to see some more, ring the bell with a ring-a-ding-a-click-a-gong. Look, I'm not sure what kind of sound effect a click would make if you clicked a bell, but, like, do that. And then that way you get notifications when these videos go live. But for now, that's it from me, and I'll see you folks next time. Later!